Hello, mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 3. Rinig ba ako guys? Rinig? Pa-confirm na lang if rinig and all clear. Yung audio, kita yung screen share. Pa-comment na lang guys, clear. So far, meron tayong 4 viewers right now. So, small circle lang muna tayo, no? Then, ayun. Main goal is to look at the markets. Okay, I think we can already start. Double check ko lang. Okay, game. Hindi naman masyadong malakas yung no? Background music. Okay, I think we can already start. So, ayun, in this Bearyo weekly live market scan or live market session, so yung title ng live session na to is discussing market meltups and yun, yung earning season on steroids. So, mainly in this live session, we will discuss this week's market highlights, mainly the price action and events na nangyari this week 8 of 2024. And discuss din natin what caused this market melt-up, yung macro backdrop, bakit din nagkakaroon ng ganito, and discuss the market's reaction dun sa mga earnings report sa NVDA, PANW, and Carvana. So yan yung mga main highlights natin for this trading week in terms of earnings. So dito sa live market session natin, sa live market scan natin, we're gonna talk about macro, also the US stock market. Paminsan dinidiscuss ko din yung PSE and some crypto names, no. So in this session din, we will discuss key levels to watch in our indices. Sa SPY natin, sa Qs natin, even mid caps and small caps, ano yung mga key levels, mga bull and bear case scenarios, i-discuss din natin yan. And we will look at macro benchmarks and yung mga stocks in focus, no, in my watch list. Para rin ma-prepare tayo for the incoming trading week of Feb 26, 2024. So week 9 na. So 9th week of the year out of 52 weeks. So main questions natin in our live session. So unang question is, ano ba yung nangyari sa macro benchmarks natin? Like, ano ba yung nangyari sa US 10-year? Ano ba yung nangyari sa DXY? Our key market benchmarks, no, to assess risk on or risk off in our risk assets sa equities pati sa crypto space. So may effect yan, yung mga macro benchmarks natin na yan and indices. So another thing, no, how did the market react along our benchmarks? Ano ba yung naging reaction ng market? So ayun, next is what happened to the US market? Our indices, our SPY Qs, mid caps and small caps, even the segments, i-discuss natin yan in this market session, in this live market session. Next question, ano ba yung mga sectors na malakas? Ano ba yung mga segments na malakas and market groups na nagpapakita ng strength in the US market? So ano ba yung mga market segments na malakas? Growth names ba? Value names ba? Ano ba yung mga sectors na malakas? Like healthcare, financials ba? Etc. etc. And lastly, yun nga. Ano ba yung mga stocks in focus ko right now? Ano ba yung mga tinitignan ko right now na stocks, no? And ano ba yung mga emerging setups dun sa mga stocks na yun? So if may mga gusto din kayong tignan, just lagay nyo lang sa chat box, no, or i-comment nyo lang yung mga gusto nyong tignan na names, and then let's look at the technicals and possible fundamental catalyst din, no, dun sa mga gusto nyong tignan na names. So let's get started, no? First question, what happened to our key macro benchmarks and how did the market react along the price action or the action of that macro benchmark? So first, no, discussing the dollar index. So one of our main risk on risk off signals or risk on risk off factors in risk assets. So mainly the DXY or dollar index is currently uptrending. May ma-form ka dyan na channel, no? Uptrending channel. DXY is near the MA100, no? SMA 100. Itong red line natin. So it looks like nag-resist siya sa MA100 dito sa 104 area. Then right now, closing below this channel support, no, or this support trend line ng channel na yan. Although the past 2 days medyo bullish candles pa din, you have your hammer or doji or dragonfly doji. So essentially you have your initial weakness but may strength ka ding nakita at the end of day. So this is a doji na medyo na nagpapakita ng indecision. So right now, the key levels to watch for DXY for us to declare a risk on in equities talaga is once it closes below 103.5. So itong 50% level. So what we want for our dollar to do is to go below 103.5 or 103.4 and then close below the MA50, etong blue line natin. So if our dollar index tests the support level na 101, 100 level, that's gonna be good for equities, US equities, and even Philippine equities, no? So, a weak dollar is good for emerging markets. So, if the DXY rallies ulit papuntang 105, that's gonna be bad for equities, US equities, even Philippine equities. So, tightening of financial conditions, yung magiging effect niya if ever the dollar rallies ulit papuntang 105. So that will serve as a headwind in our risk assets, even crypto, that will serve as a headwind. So next is our US 10-year yields. So also testing the MA100, itong red line natin. At the same time, looking at the big picture, this is your resistance area, no? Somewhat a resistance area in this range. So, what we want to see dito sa US 10-year natin is bumaba na siya. Yun yung gusto talaga natin, no? Since we are stock traders, even crypto, declining yields is good for risk assets. So, itong decline ng US 10-year bond yields or ng US Treasury yields nung early October till end of December, etong pag-decline ng yields na yan, isa yan sa mga nag-cause din or isa sa mga nag-serve as tailwinds to US equities to rally, no? So yun, US 10-year bear scenario, mag-rally siya papuntang 4.6, that's gonna be bearish for stocks. Go below 4.2%, that's gonna be bullish for stocks. Yun yung bottom line. So next is our US oil. So one of our inflation markers or inflation benchmarks. So US oil is one of the most used commodities, 'di ba? Most utilized commodities and syempre sa atin din personal consumption, mas mataas crudo, mas mahirap gumalaw, 'di ba? Mas mataas crudo, mas mataas ang expenses. If mas mataas ang expenses, rising inflation, ibig sabihin, yun yung bottom line nun. So what we want to see for US oil to do as US equities traders is it declines below this support trend line. So gusto natin for the US oil to do is mag-resist na siya dyan sa MA100, etong declining MA100 mo. So that's a good sign din, no, na declining MA100 mo. So that's somewhat bearish, no, in terms of the long-term MA mo. And nandito siya sa resistance area. Sa 2-month range siya, 3-month range siya. So ngayon, bear case naman, no, bearish for equities if it goes above 80. So once na mag-breakout yung US oil, paakyat. baka ang i-price in ng market, another wave of inflation. So, another wave of inflation equals what? Most likely, mas onting rate cuts, or baka i-push pa nila papuntang Q4 yung rate cuts talaga. Imbes na, actually right now, yung market is pricing in 2 rate cuts na lang or around 3 rate cuts. Dating 7 nung start of year. Then right now, parang na-tame yung expectations na yun ng market. Dahil yun nga, yung resurgence of inflation nung January. So, the CPI print and PPI print came hot this January. So, yun yung isa sa mga macro benchmarks natin. So, in line with that, let's look at the markets. Let's look at our main indices as yun, right now, no? Ito, sige, dito na tayo sa SPY muna. So, SPY printed new all-time highs this trading week, this week 8. So, nag-range lang siya for 10 days for the past 2 weeks. Ito yung trading range niya. So, mainly, talagang inantay muna ng market yung PPI news, CPI news, and NVDA earnings bago nag-create ng ng new all-time highs. So, ayun. I think we have a strong market. We have a bullish market in the US. Brought to you by NVIDIA, di ba? NVIDIA earnings. Laki ng binigay na optimism in the market. Ibig sabihin, we have big developments in the AI space. Di ba? Higher demand for chips, more developments for AI, more developments for AI equals greater productivity and possible deflationary effect in the markets or in the economy. So, syempre, more AI-related developments equals more productivity and yun nga, more tech developments equals more deflationary pressures in most likely services as well as possible products din or yun, mainly it's somewhat deflationary yung magiging effect niyan. Yun, anyway. So, all eyes on NVIDIA and all eyes on AI. So, SPY is just trailing this 20-day SMA line and we have a blue sky scenario for SPY. No? Looking at the market cycles no, of our main index, our SPY, no, nag-create siya ng big accumulation structure since late 2021. After this accumulation range, nasana tayo, we're at an early stage markup. No? If we're just gonna consider Wyckoff cycles. Yun, sabi nga ni ni Boss Earl. Sige, try ko lang to if lalabas sa stream natin. Sana ba yun? Social chat. Yun, lumabas na. So, yun, sabi ni Boss Earl Vinuya. So, shout out, agree, delayed rate cuts or even rate hike if tumaas yung inflation. So, ayun. Focus muna tayo dito. Yun, tama yun. If tumaas yung inflation ulit, baka magkaroon pa ng rate hike. And baka magpanic yung markets if ganun yung mangyari. Yun, anyway, SPY, still on early stage markup. Initial targets is at 580. Diba? Is at 580. So, we might expect another run-up. Most likely, papuntang 520 muna. No? And then, we consolidate or pull back ulit to the 20-day SMA line. So, that's our SPY. Next is our Qs. So, same thing, same structures. Big accumulation. It's on an early stage markup. Trailing the 20-day SMA line. Although last week, medyo kinabahan din ako no na nag-close below MA20 etong Qs natin dahil din doon sa sa pricing in of NVIDIA earnings. So madaming institutions na nag-risk off muna, sold their tech names and de-risked before the NVIDIA earnings, no. So thankfully maganda naman yung naging reaction ng market towards the NVIDIA earnings. Then right now, trying to break all-time highs ulit etong Qs. Although on Friday, ang ginawa ng ng Qs is medyo nagkaroon ng fade noong Friday. So ito yung high niya, ito yung current market high ng Qs nung last week. Tinry i-break pero na-fade lang din. So let's see if ang gawin ng Qs is mag-consolidate ulit, no? Baka dito lang siya mag-range, mag-tighten lang siya dyan. So, actually, maganda rin yun. Mag-consolidate muna yung market. Mag-consolidate muna yung Mag 7. No? Pero looking at the setups of Meta, looking at the setups of Amazon, looks like we're about to set up papuntang new all-time high sa Qs, no? Sa Nasdaq index natin or Nasdaq ETF natin, our Qs. So let's look at the health of our equal weighted indices, our QQQE, triple QE. So yung kanina, it's the market cap weighted. So mas inclined siya toward the large caps to the mega caps, yung index na yun, yung ETF na yun. Right now, etong triple QE natin, it is considering of or equally considering of all Nasdaq 100 names. So what we are seeing right now with our equal weighted Qs is a healthy price action actually. Halos parehas lang sila relative to the market cap weighted Qs, and looking at it, nag-range lang din siya actually, no? Kung ito yung titreat natin as our current trading range, hovering above the 50% level of this trading range. So what we want to see for our equal weighted Qs is to break above 88, 88.3. Then we might possibly see a broader market rally. So hindi na lang siya concentrated to mega caps, to the large caps. And ayun, we might possibly see a broad rally. Yun yung tingin ko. Actually, na-experience naman natin yan right now. Looking at our market swing monitor, dito, yan. So, for the past 2 days, we have big net advances, net volume spikes. Although we have a balanced daily momentum ratio, new names or net, the market is printing new 20-day new highs, no? So, madaming nagbe-break out sa 20-day ranges nila. So, that's good for the market in the short term. So, short-term momentum yung in-indicate niyan. Same with the 52-week high and 52-week low data. So, for the past 2 days, we are seeing new 52-week high prints. No? New 52-week high prints. So, next is net 50-day new high, new low prints. No? May acceleration tayong nakikita right now. So, same with the net above below 20-day SMA and our other benchmarks, no. So, madaming names above 20-day SMA na nagbe-breakout. So, yun yung nakikita natin. So, in terms of market breadth, so bottom up approach, no, in looking at the market, madaming net advancers, madami din net volume spikes na at a gain. So that's good, no, in terms of the broader market. So that's our triple QE. So a broader market rally signal, no. So looking at our RSP, so same thing, no. Same thing with our triple QE. Looking at the big picture, you have your accumulation structure. And right now, it's on an early stage markup. MA20 is above MA50 and MA50 is above MA100, where all your key MAs or key moving averages is trending upward. So that's good. No, actually. No, it's a good sign for the broader market. So itong RSP is the equal weighted S&P 500. So the S&P 500 names, equally weighted yan. Unlike the SPY na market cap weighted. So, same explanation lang din nung kanina. So, looking at the technical structure, no, medyo nagde-decouple na itong RSP natin dito sa trading range na yan. So, this is your multi-month range. Actually, 2-month range lang siya, no, not multi-month. 2-month range. So, nag-consolidate muna siya after this accumulation range breakout. So, that's a good price action na nakita natin at our RSP. So right now, what RSP is signaling us is yun din, same thing, a broader market rally. Hindi na lang siya concentrated sa mega caps, hindi na lang siya concentrated sa sa big caps. So, yun yung pinaka-signal na pinapakita ng RSP. So, next resistance area is at 165. Pero high probability we will just break this all-time high level sa RSP natin, no? So, magiging headline news natin dyan, most likely for the coming weeks is multiple market rallies. So, ayun, I think we will have a follow-through bull run. Yun yung pinaka-bias ko based on what we are seeing sa mga indices natin, sa main indices. Looking at our mid-caps. So, mid-caps naman. Tapos na tayo dun sa main indices natin. So, looking at our mid-cap. So, same thing, no? Nag-transition siya to an early stage markup phase. So, this is your accumulation base. Nag-range lang siya for a year or so. Actually, since 2022, nag-range na yan. Halos 2 years yan na range. Then, right now, we're experiencing a market rally in mid-caps. No? Based on this index or based on this ETF. So, if gusto mo, instead of stock picking ng mid-caps, ito na yung i-trade mo, itong MDY. So, ayun, I think we have a market rally in mid-caps. So, before we move forward sa natin, sa small caps, no? So, shout out kay Boss Toma, watching from Romania, and Boss Jem lang, watching from London, UK. So, alam ko, nasa Pinas lang kayo, pero sige, pagbigyan ko na kayo. Anyway, yun. Moving forward to our small caps. So, relative to the mid caps, medyo mabagal yung IWM natin, no? So, yung MDY printing new 52-week highs na. Same with our Qs, same with our equal weighted Qs. Pero small caps, still 5% below the 52-week high. So, ito yung 52-week high natin. Still below 5%, no? Di pala, 2.69% pala. 5 points below ano lang pala siya. 5 points below 52-week high. So, yun. Our leader is our large caps, our mid caps, our mega caps. Yan yung mga leaders natin right now. Mid caps, in terms of momentum, siya yung pumapangalawa, and then laggard natin is small caps. May potential naman for a laggard play, tong small caps natin. So, I think if mag-continue yung rally for mid caps and big caps, susunod din naman yan yung small caps So, may mga interesting names naman under small caps. So, let's look at the names under small caps sa IWM natin. IWM. So, SMCI still under the small cap index. ELF as well under the small cap index, one of our market leaders. MSTR, another market leader in terms of crypto names. And so far, yan lang yung nakikita ko. Yung NXT, I think isa din sa mga malalakas right now. Double check ko. I think baka maling yan. I think eto, yan, tama. Next tracker. All-time high and just pulling back papunta dito sa MA20. Great earnings reaction by market participants sa NXT. So, yun. May mga possible plays naman. So, pwede nyo i-pause yung video na to. You can look at the names under this in this indexes or in our main indices. So, yan yung mga top components. So, next is our segments. Itong market segments natin. Main question, ano mas malakas? Growth names ba? Value names ba? Large caps ba? Mid caps ba? Small caps ba? So, based on our model, our market models, no? Linisin ko lang yan. So, this is the BTP RS and Trend Composite Score. So, our proprietary composite score basically computes for the relative strength in terms of versus the S&P 500 and yung duration weighted relative strength. And it also considers of the trend strength. So, above MA10 ba? Above MA20 ba? Blah, blah, blah. So, automated, composite score. So, based on our composite score, our strongest name or our strongest segment is mid-cap growth. Yan. So, zoom in. Yan. Mid-cap growth is our leader in terms of momentum scores. And trend scores. Next is SPY-G, another growth-related segment. S&P 500, large caps, mega caps. So, last week, weekly changes, ayan yung mga nag-accelerate talaga. So, S&P 500 core, growth, and mid-cap growth. So, bottom 50% is mga small cap names. So, we have our laggard segments. Ito, yan. This is our laggard segments. Etong S&P 500 value, small cap growth, small cap core, mid cap value, and small cap value. So, actually, yung pinaka-down this week, ang only segment down this week, this trading week, is small cap value. So, based on what we are seeing, ang pinaka-malakas right now are growth names. Growth names. So, yun yung pinaka bottom line based on our segments. Ito yung mga top components natin for our market segments. You can pause this video. So, in mid-cap growth, SMCI, one of the market leaders, DEC, RS, and VST, I think. VST ba yun? Or VRT? So, double check ko. VST. Hindi, VRT yun. Pero VST is an electric utilities company. Yun, malakas. Malakas yung ginagawa niya. Nag-consolidate lang ng konti, kinis yung MA20, then nag-continue yung rally. Di ko alam yung fundamentals nito, pero this is a clear pre-earnings swing play. So, pre-earnings swing play is a setup in the BTP community that nagpo-pullback mo before 1 month before earnings or 3 weeks before earnings. Once na nag-pullback yan to a key moving average, usually MA20, once na mag-breakout yan, pre-earnings, most likely ang pa-price in yan is yung earnings na malakas. So, on the earnings or a day before earnings, ibebenta mo na siya or i-exit mo na siya. So, that's the main idea behind the setup. So, yun yung gist on pre-earnings swing play. Yun, anyway, medyo na-release na tayo. So, segments, growth names versus value names. At the same time, you can focus on large caps, mega caps, and mid caps. Stay away from small caps muna. So, in terms of our sectors, so comment lang kayo guys, no, if may questions kayo on our flow, on what we are discussing. So, yun. Next is our BTP sector, spider sector pala. So, in terms of our relative strength and trend composite scores, our leaders are healthcare, financials, communications, and tech. Yan yung top names natin, along with the consumer discretionary sector. So, in terms of our weekly gains or weekly changes, ang pinaka nag-accelerate right now is our tech sector, consumer discretionary sector, and materials sector. So, yan yung mga highlights natin na sector or highlighted sector. So, tech, com sector, and consumer discretionary sector, magaganda yan. Materials, meron din akong names na hawak like Sherwin-Williams, SHW. Yan. So, mga materials, malalakas right now. I think, dahil din sa demand for chips or semicons, I don't know ano talaga yung catalyst, pero possibly dahil sa commodity super cycle din. Kaya sa XLB, sa materials dumadalo yung pera. So yun sa mga fundamental thesis natin sa material sector. So yun, bottom line, for sectors, focus on tech, focus on comms, focus on consumer discretionary, mga retail names, and materials related sectors or material related names. Financials, I think maganda naman, pero may mga setups ka na medyo unclear or hindi siya talagang bigay, hindi siya obvious setup. So same with healthcare. So etong dalawang sector na to, madami kasing risk factors to, kaya ayoko dito. Yun, pang personal opinion ko lang yun, sa akin lang yun. Financials right now, di ba recently nagkaroon ng regional banking crisis or regional banking scare dahil dun sa NYCB, sa New York Community Bank Corp. So I think if you're gonna expose yourself to financials, litan mo lang yung risk mo, tipong 0.33% lang ng portfolio mo per trade, no? Dahil yun nga, may risk factor ka na anytime, if ever na sumabog yung commercial real estate issues, madadamay financials ulit. For healthcare naman, if Ozempic related names or mga cosmetology, pwede. Mga tipong vanity related names, you can look at healthcare, pwede kang mag-expose ng capital doon. Pero if biotech, mga oncology related research names, mga ganun, biotech, any issues with FDA approvals, pwedeng mag-gap down yun. So medyo malaking risk factor sa healthcare for me. Same with financials right now. Kaya ang focus ko right now is tech, consumer discretionary, and materials. So that's the sectors. In terms of our market groups, although nagka-issue lang recently with our dashboard, nawala yung ranking dahil dito sa cannabis na weekly change, nagtopak ata. So titignan ko yung source sheet later. Pero ito yung huling register na top names in our market groups dashboard. Wala lang tayong RS and trend composite scores, but let's look at our weekly changes. So semiconductors, top weekly change, no? Top market gainer or top group na at a gain this trading week. Same with AI and robotics name. Home builders also a highlight for our weekly changes, home builder names. And isa pa, no? Saan ba yan? Mga China-related names. Ito, China Equities and Internet. One of our top weekly winners or gainers for our market groups. So, isa-isayin natin yung mga malalakas nating sectors, no? Or market groups, I mean. Industry groups. So, semiconductors, matik naman yan. NVIDIA-driven rally yan eh. NVIDIA, TSM, AMD, and Intel, yung mga name na yan. Avgo, maganda rin yung setup right now. AMD, maganda rin yung setup. Tignan nyo na lang. Pwede rin natin banatan yan mamaya. Pero yun, main catalyst for semiconductors is NVIDIA earnings. For our AI and robotics market group, same thing with semicon, same with semicon group. Yun, binuhat din siya ng NVIDIA. Yun. So, sorry, medyo nautal na tayo. Kanina pa ako nagsasalita eh. Kasi may round table kami ng community kanina ng 3 to 4:30 p.m. So, nag-discuss kami ng mga setups, mga ganun. So, same flows din ang ginagawa natin right now. So, home builders, malakas din this trading week. Bakit? Possibly dahil dito. So, let's look at the previous week's events. So, ni-release ng Thursday yung existing home sales. 4 million versus the consensus of 3.97. So, slightly, or actually, surprising yung number niya, no? Forecast lang ni Trading Economics is 3.9 eh. So, halos 0.1 million yung difference, di ba? Yun, anyway, 3.1% change relative to the previous month. So, existing home sales, home builders, connected yan. So, nagkaroon ng optimism in home builder name. So, nandyan yung DHI mo, Lennar Corporation, Toll, malakas din yan right now. Breakout sa trading range niya. So, after earnings, maganda yung naging reaction niya. Nag-gap up and then, right now, trying to re-break the earnings day candle. So, Toll Brothers is at an all-time high. And it's on a mid-stage markup phase. Actually, nandito na siya sa initial target na 1618 level. So, ito yung cup and handle mo. It's a complex cup and handle. And trying to test this resistance area. So, this is a possible take profit area. Pero actually, ito na yun. ito na yung nakita nating take profit na structure. Then right now, possibly, it will easily re-break this 113 area. No? Next resistance is at the 200% extension level. So 140. So 140. So that's Toll Brothers. So medyo na tayo, transition na tayo sa stocks in focus. So one of our stocks in focus is Toll Brothers. Next is in home builders, Lennar. So Lennar, full disclosure, meron ako nito. Although may nakikita lang akong na-fade lang yan recently, no? So right now, baka i-rebuy ko itong 156 breakout. So, na-stopped out yung half ng position ko dito sa break below MA50. Nung nag-open below MA50, medyo na-spook out ako. So, binenta ko yung kalahati. Then, right now, ang hawak ko na lang yung initial half of my position. So, baka i-rebuy ko na lang if it manages to close above 156. So, that's Lennar. Another name na at an early stage markup or transitioning to a mid-stage markup phase. Primary target or initial target na 1618 is at 170. So mayroon ka pang upside na around 9%, 10% versus this in relative dito sa current natin. Sa current trading range. So final target natin or primary target natin is at 216 area. So, yan yung 200% level. So, yun. That's our home builders. Next is, sana ba yun? Yung broadline retail din. Actually, isa din sa mga gusto kong i-discuss to Pero, masyado kasing subjective Pero, sana ba yan? Broadline retail. So, ASO. Sa mga nagugustuhan kong name sa broadline retail. So, let's look at ASO. So, another name na at an all-time high and broke above this accumulation range. So, malaking accumulation range, no? From 40 to $68, no? 68 US. So, nag-range yan since early 2023, Q1 2023. So, halos, 9-month reaccumulation base. Yun yung pinaka nakikita natin right now. So for ESO, after this breakout, although medyo support lang yung niya, breakout candle volume niya, no. So something to take note of na medyo red flag. Pero looking at the price action, you have your box range, it's breaking out of this all-time high level. It's a clear 5.5:1 reward risk if you're gonna trade this papunta sa 1618 target, which is at 90 US. So you have a 20% upside for this name, itong ASO. So tignan ko lang yung live streaming data natin. Yun, anyway. Okay, so that's ASO. Next is, sana ba yun? Sana ba yung BTP 50 natin? May isa pa akong dito retail name. Hindi. I mean, consumer discretionary pala. Hold on, sana ba yan? Nawala yung ASO dito. Anyway, eto. Sige, next stock in focus is EAT. So, consumer discretionary din, no? Pero, ayun, showing strength, transitioning to, actually, at an early stage markup, no? This is your accumulation base. So, 1-year base yan. Then, right now, freshly breaking out dito sa box range niya. MA20 trending upward, MA50 mo trending upward. MA50 is also trending upward. So that's good for our restaurant name na EAT. So may potential siya, no? May potential siya. 1618 target is at 67. So looking at the big picture, no, saan ba yung mga potential, natin, resistance areas. So gamitan natin na tool na to, yung fixed range volume profile. So considering of this trading range, nasaan ba yung makakapal na volumes or volume nodes? So this will serve as your next resistance area, itong 60. This is your value area high. Actually, ito din, no? Medyo high volume nodes to. Itong 55, 54 area. So madami kang trap money or trap shares at this area that will serve as resistance. If yung mga taong bumili dyan will sell at break even. So if ever iti-trade mo to, you have a 2.5:1 reward risk, no? Pwede mo naman i-tighten yung stops mo to the low of day. You have a 5:1, 8:1 reward risk for ETH. Pero baka kasi mas stopped out ka lang eh. Yun, anyway, it's on an acceleration state. Pwede ka naman mag-tight stops pala. Low of day yung stops mo. So sa 45. So if momentum nga yung objective mo, yun. Buy and breakout ka dyan and then exit mo kaagad at 2R, kunwari 2:1 yung reward risk mo na unrealized. Pwede sell 1/3 ka na. Kumbaga, ang pinakapunto doon, on the way up, you're selling. Or on the way up, you are tranching out in this name. So, yun naman yung pinaka framework sa community din namin na paano mag-swing play, pati mag-momentum play. So, sell on the way up. So, sell on strength para hindi ka mag-sell on weakness. Yun yung pinaka-idea. Yun, anyway, next name or next group to look at is yun nga. Saan ba yun? Video games and esports, same lang yan eh. May NVDA din kasi dyan eh. Kaya nabuhat. So, sige. Esports and video games related name. So, AMD, same thing. AI related din. But looking at the setup of AMD, no, maganda siya for me. So, full disclosure, meron din ako AMD. But hindi gaano pa kalaki. Hindi pa ganun kalaki. Since I'm focusing my capital to IPO names, mga IPO bases. Since nandun yung nakikita akong rotation right now. Anyway, balik tayo sa AMD. Looking at the big picture for AMD, no, weekly time frame, nag-range siya since 2022, no? Actually, 2021 pa. Nag-range na yan. So, halos 2-year range yan. 2-year accumulation yan. And right now, breaking out of this trading range. And looking at the weekly time frame, you have your MA20 trending upward, you have your MA50 sloping upward, and your MA100 right now trending upward for 2 consecutive months. So kung i-monthly mo yan, halos 2 months na siyang trending upward. So that's a good sign sa higher time frames. So that signals bullishness, no? That signals bullishness. So next, eto balik tayo dito sa AMD. Since it's on an early stage markup, you have your potential setup na box continuation, 'di ba? You have your box continuation pattern and right now hovering above MA20, which is your green line. Etong green line natin. So looking at eto, wait lang. Sige. Balik tayo dito. Sorry. So, yun, nagta-tighten siya. Medyo mature na yung base niya right now. Mature na tong consolidation structure na yan. So, that's a good sign na sooner malapit na siyang bumiyak pataas or pumutok pataas. So, di naman sure pero that's a probability na you can expose your capital on. So, targets-wise, 1:1 ang swing na yan. Pero big picture targets is at 300 talaga eh, 310. Yun yung main 1618 target based on this accumulation range. So, tanggalin natin yan, RSI. Hindi naman natin yan tinitignan or kinoconsider right now sa mga charting sessions, no? So, mga ano na yan. Baka maguluhan lang kayo. Anyway, so naked lang, no? 250, it's your initial targets. based on this swing. So, swing low, swing high. So, rally-based target is at initially 225, then possibly at 250. So, sinarado ko na lang dun sa round number na 250. Or dun sa psychological area na yun. Parang minor psychological area. So, yun yung nakikita natin with AMD. Next, sa video games and esport names, so far wala pa tayong nakikitang other setups, no? Interesting name ata tong Unity Software. So, tong Unity Software, one of the biggest IPOs din. Parang talk of the town yan nung 2021, 2022. So, malakas din kasi yung naging rally niya. So, right now, nung rate hike cycle or start ng rate hike cycle, nalaglag siya. And right now, I'm not sure bakit din nalaglag siya, no? Kung may fundamental factor ba. But I think, sympathy sell-off lang din, no? Yun, anyway, nag-bottom siya at this area, creating an accumulation structure. So, emerging setup for Unity, no, at the big picture is a breakout of this resistance trend line. Most likely, ang nakikita natin with Unity is a possible setup for Q2 or Q3. Yun yung anticipation natin. So, Unity. Okay, other stocks in focus, sige. May mga chart request ba kayo? If meron, just comment it, no? Para ma-discuss natin. Okay, wait lang Tignan natin dito sa YouTube. Okay, so wala namang comments sa YT. Dito sa FB, I think wala din naman, no? So, kung wala kayong chart request, tuloy-tuloy lang tayo, stocks in focus. So, sa mga makakapanood din nito. So, for aerospace and defense, one of our stocks in focus is LHX. No? So, LHX, looking at the big picture, big distribution, no? Since 2019, kung i-weekly time frame mo yan, it looks like a distribution, no? So, nung 2008 to 2013, nag-base yan. And then, nag-rally, no? Nag-rally siya. Multi-year bull run. Then, right now, nung na-achieve yung targets, nag-consolidate and nag-distribute at this area. So, right now, ang main thesis behind LHX is an invalidation of this distribution structure. Bakit? Kasi we are seeing a resistance trendline breakout. If titignan mo tong structure na yan, ano yung nakikita mo? Looks like a head and shoulder pattern. So this is your left shoulder, another left shoulder. This is your head, which is a bull trap, no, basically. And then your multiple right shoulder. So it's a complex distribution structure. So you have your plotted resistance trend line dito sa head swing high mo, sa right shoulder swing high mo, and right now breaking out of this resistance trend line. The same time, before the resistance trend line breakout, you have a build up muna, no? So that's a healthy sign in terms of transitions, no? And a good sign for momentum setups. So anyway, in terms of its earnings, maganda naman yung naging reaction sa earnings na nung Q4. So na-release yan ng January 25. Okay, nag-gap up, nag-consolidate, then right now breaking out or decoupling dito sa trading range na yan. So main targets for LHX, so basically lang siya, momentum setup or swing setup lang siya. Ang pinaka congested area mo or areas of congestion mo, areas of supply mo. So looking at this trading range, no? So, ito yung consider natin kasi ito na yung babanggayin niya na trading range na next. So, maghahanap tayo ng area kung saan madaming break-even sellers. So, pinaka madaming volume is at 220. Next is at 240. Yan yung value area high mo. So, let's say, if imo-momentum setup mo siya, pinaka resistance target mo is at 220 Diba? 220. Actually, nag-breakout na siya dyan Iwan ka na Dapat dito pa lang nakabili ka na at 210, 212. So, right now, 220. Yung next target natin for LHX. So, aerospace and defense name, itong LHX. So, one of our stocks in play, itong LHX. So, next is, sige, dito na natin banatan sa BTP 50. I-reveal na lang natin, So, one stock in play is, sige, Hood. So, full disclosure, meron din ako nito. Also, transitioning to an early stage markup phase. So, ito yung multi-year range mo. So, 2-year range yan. Nag-IPO, nag-rally, then nagkaroon ng malaking downtrend. After its downtrend, it's transitioning to it transitioned to an accumulation cycle, and right now transitioning to an early stage markup itong Hood natin. So right now what we are seeing is a good earnings reaction, di ba? Nung Feb 13 post market na release after market close, then at the open on the next day nag-gap up siya, and it managed to do a bullish candle close above this resistance area. So, ito yung main resistance area natin, itong $13 natin. So, right now, it's forming or making a post-earnings drift play. Itong Hood natin, di ba? So, looking at the lower time frame, you have your plotted resistance trend line, nag-breakout siya dyan, created multiple inside bars. So, right now, it's on an acceleration state. Accelerating papunta sa 1530. Bakit papunta sa 1530? Kasi you have possible break-even sellers at this area. Sa 15. Itong swing high mo, another swing high. So, madami kang trap money at this price level. So, ano ba yung kalaban ng presyo? Paakyat. Una, profit takers. Pag may kumita na. Pangalawa, break-even sellers. Pag may naipit, gustong bumalik sa break-even, magbibenta sila at break-even. Pangatlo, mga short sellers. So, sa US market, you have your short sellers serving as resistance to price, going upward. So, right now, what we are seeing is an element of break-even selling at 1530, 1536. So, pag ganyan, if momentum play lang yung gagawin ko, I will most likely be selling at this area. Or selling majority at this area. So, yun. That's one of our stocks in play. So, next is Meta, So, di ba yung title natin is Market Meltups and Earnings Season on Steroids. So, etong earnings season, this January, this Q1, grabe talaga yung reaction ng market. Grabe talaga. So, earnings nung Meta, 20% up din. 20% up nung pagka-post ng earnings niya. 20% up, nag-consolidate. Then right now, forming a post-earnings drift play setup, Itong itong Meta. So, a potential momentum setup right now emerging dito sa Meta natin. So, earnings season on steroids. So, hindi pa natin na-discuss itong Carvana. Medyo na-focus na ako dun sa sa mga potential setups, pati mga stocks in focus. Nalimutan ko na yung main points or main highlight or main talking points natin sa live session. So, Carvana also gapped up nung Friday. So, earnings niya support relative to the revenues last year. So, 2.42 billion yung reported revenues na estimated dapat is 2.5. And EPS, negative din. Pero, yun nga, since baliw yung market right now, dahil na rin siguro sa madaming liquidity sa market natin right now, hindi lang natin nabangga kanina yung yung liquidity benchmark natin. Pero we are seeing another uptick in our liquidity benchmark. So anyway, Carvana, bakit siya nag-rally, bakit siya nag-gap up? So ang pinaka tinignan ng market I think is etong Q4 2023 EPS versus the EPS no Q4 2022. So negative 7.61 nung 2022 Q4. Then right now, some slight improvements in EPS. So negative 1 na lang. So in terms of revenues versus nung Q4 2022 no, slightly lower ng 400 million or something like that. So, lower revenues pero in terms of earnings, retained earnings, okay siya. So, ang naging reaction ng market, party dito sa Carvana. So, anyway, lang din, market cycles for Carvana, it's on a big accumulation structure, di ba? It's on a big accumulation. So, since 2022, after its downtrend, nag-sideways lang siya, formed an inverse head and shoulder. Etong Carvana natin. So, it also produced a big base nung Q3 to Q4. So, decent enough reaccumulation yung ginawa ni Carvana. Decent enough na accumulation. Then, right now, broke out of this resistance area. So, nasaan na tayo sa market cycles natin? Di ba ang typical market cycles natin? Markdown, accumulation, markup, distribution, and then markdown ulit, di ba? Or markup, distribution, and then another markup. So yung yung distribution mo, turned reaccumulation. Anyway, in terms of Carvana, what we are seeing is a transition to stage 2 markup. Itong Carvana. So, ano ba yung anticipate natin with Carvana? No? Looking at the candle nung Friday. So, it's kinda bearish, di ba? Meron kang sellers na pumasok. So, at the open, nag-rally, umabot ng 76, and then at the end of day, nagkaroon ng selling nung Friday. So, it's quite bearish. So, saan yung next area of support na dapat nating tignan kay Carvana? If ever man na gusto nating bumili at support level or at dynamic support level. So, in terms of our key MAs, yung 20-day SMA mo, medyo malayo. So, medyo far-fetched na support area mo yan. Ang pinaka-support area mo na pwedeng tignan for Carvana is at 61. If round numbers, 60. Yan yung next support level. So, most likely, we will experience a slight gap fill, no? For Carvana. Or pwede rin another scenario to look at Carvana is a consolidation. A pause for Carvana. No? So baka mag-inside bar consolidation lang siya. So mainly, ang pinakapunto lang natin, you don't buy Carvana muna. You wait for a good or decent enough structure to trade on this name. Pero, ayun nga, since it's on an early stage markup, malaking upside for this name. Malaking upside for this name. So, that's what I'm seeing for Carvana. So, ilang oras na ba tayo? So, 6 na pala. 6 na pala. So, I think, pwede na nating tapusin tong market session natin, no? Wait lang, Yun. So, isa yan sa mga stocks in play natin, Carvana. Although, baka next week pa. Or, baka next month. Tignan natin if malaki yung niya, reaccumulation na gagawin niya. So, yun yung mga natin, nakikita natin right now. So, balik tayo dito sa natin, sa main questions natin. Yun nga, what are the emerging setups? At the same time, yung earnings report, no? Another earnings report na hindi ko pa na-discuss this session is yung PANW. So, isa to sa mga magandang lessons na pwede natin i-discuss. So, earnings season on steroids talaga, no? So, kahit na-green yung earnings niya, kita mo yung ginawa niya. Gap down 20%. 20%. 28% actually, no? Yung PANW. So, PANW, ano yung business niya? More of cybersecurity, mga services under the tech sector, mga internet-related stuff. Yun, anyway, actually, etong PANW, tinrade ko siya pre-earnings swing play. So, 3 weeks or 2 weeks before the earnings, may nakita akong setup, a kiss dito sa MA20. Nag-enter ako dito before the RTL breakout. Dyan. And then, on the way up sa 370 level, nagbenta ako ng kalahati or actually 3/4 yung naibenta ko. And on the day, nagtira lang ako ng onte. Like, tipong 10%, 20% of my original position. Then, next day, gap down. So, ayun. So, in hindsight, sana pala binenta ko na lang lahat, no? Nung a day before earnings. Pero, yun, medyo nag-ano tayo. Hindi naman nag-gamble, but we tried to anticipate a gap up dahil ayun nga, yung implied volatility niya nasa 10 to 15% eh. So I'm expecting a 10%, 15% move dito sa close ng PANW nung Tuesday, Feb 20. Pero next day, tumaas yung volatility na gap down pa 20%. So ayun, parang halos 1 hour, 2 hour trade lang siya. 1 to 2 hour trade. Ibig sabihin, 2 hour multiple. Risk ko dito was around $200, $400, ganun. So, on average, $400. So, mainly $400 gain, $500 gain lang. Yun nangyari for PANW. Hindi niya naman inabot yung target ko na 1618 at 400 eh. So, nung nag-exhaust na siya, 370, binenta ko na yung majority and then dito, nung nag-consolidate. So, that was a sign of weakness pre-earnings. Yun. So, that's PANW. So, for this trading week, ano ba yung mga in-expect natin earnings, no? Earnings, this trading week, earnings calendar, let's look at this our sheet sa earnings. Sa earnings calendar natin. So, hindi pa siya nag-update. Maybe later pa yan. Mag-update. So, pwede naman nating tignan dito. Sa FinViz Elite. I-reset natin. Ano ba yung mga names na significant earnings this trading week? Sige, dito na lang. So, if naghahanap kayo ng mga earnings calendar, punta ka lang sa sigmatrader.net. Then, toggle mo lang dito this week, no? Ayan. So, ito yung mga biggest US stocks before earnings. So, next week is ito. Tama ba? So this trading week is Berkshire Hathaway. So, related to financials, yung magiging effect niyan once na ma-release yung earnings ni Berkshire. So, another is Lowe's, Salesforce, Snowflake, Workday. So, Dell, another tech name na pwede mong tignan. So, Monster, also to be released this trading week. So, wala naman ang iba. So, Zscaler, no? Another name na pwede mong tignan, Zscaler. So, isa din yan sa mga market leaders right now. So, that's our earnings, projected earnings this trading week. Or yung mga earnings release this trading week. So far, yun na muna, no, guys. I think, na-cover naman natin lahat in preparation for trading week number 9. So, next week is week 9 out of 52. So, sana galingan natin lahat. So, kung makikita nyo yung bar sa baba. So, meron tayong quote na nilagay dyan, which is one good trade at a time. So, isa yun sa mga lagi kong na-remind sa sarili ko na treat everything as on a trade by trade basis. And ang goal is to trade one good trade at a time. Dapat nakafocus yun yung main objective on each trade. Not to gain money, but to follow the process and have it end at or have it end as a good trade. So yun yung yun yung sanang madala nyo din after this live session. So ayun, if may questions kayo, just PM me. If may gusto pa kayong tignan in terms of our contents, just go to bearyotrades.com. Meron tayong free market outlook lesson dito. So free yan. You can go to this market outlook page. And for our courses, you can go to this in this page, then you can look for the courses. So hindi ko naman yun masyadong pinaplug muna ngayon, but yun. So kung gusto nyo free, nood lang kayo ng mga live market sessions. Ang goal lang naman natin dito is to give awareness to everyone doon sa current happenings in our US market. So for PSE, wala naman masyadong galaw. I think breaking above 7K na tayo, but so far, US market talaga yung focus since nandun talaga yung pera right now. Crypto, okay, maganda din naman, but to put big money on crypto is kinda risky for me. So yun yung pinaka-views ko right now in terms of in terms of assets. So US market ang focus natin right now. So that's it. If all goods tayo, I think we can end this video. Thank you guys. I hope you had a great weekend, everyone. No? Ingat kayo. God bless and goodbye. Bye-bye.